and this is actually Dugin's theory. So he says there's four political theories. The first one is liberalism, which has lasted the longest. It was the first and it's lasted the longest. So this individualism, it's about, the individual. Then the second is communism, which he says died decrepit old age, failed. Fascism kind of died in a blitzkrieg of foolish youthful decisions, didn't make it. So he doesn't like fascism and communism. He thinks they were failures. The first 2 pages of his book, everybody, you can read them. All right. And then the last is the fourth political theory, which he believes is going to be what comes next to oppose liberalism, because liberalism is necessarily eating itself. It kind of stands for nothing anymore. And he almost sees today as people that stand for anything versus people who stand for nothing, which is what liberalism has become. And I wanted to read this bit from his book, actually, just to explain why this is so important to understanding what Russia is doing.
Okay, let's get both our channels destroyed. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Russian people suffer their integration into global society as a loss of their own identity. The Russian population had almost entirely rejected the liberal ideology in the 1990s, but it is also apparent that a return to the illiberal political ideologies of the 20th century, such as communism or fascism, is unlikely, as these ideologies have failed and proven themselves unequal to the challenge of opposing liberalism, to say nothing of the moral costs of totalitarianism. Therefore, in order to fill this political and ideological vacuum, Russia needs a new political ideology. For Russia, liberalism does not fit, but communism and fascism are unacceptable. Consequently, we need a fourth political theory. And if for some readers, this is a question of freedom of choice and the realization of a political will, which can always be viewed from a positive or negative position, then for Russia, it is a matter of life or death, to be or not to be, in terms of Hamlet's eternal question. If Russia chooses to be, then it will automatically bring about the creation of a fourth political theory. Otherwise, for Russia, there remains only the choice not to be, which will mean to quietly leave the historical and world stage, dissolving into a global order which is not created or governed by us. So Russia and their ideology truly see it as we either take our stand ideologically against globalism, liberalism in the West, or we become a part of them and cease to exist. It's an existential question.